The Monsters Playbook is an adventure podcast for grown-ups. It contains violence and profanity and deals with adult themes that may be uncomfortable for some listeners. Specific content warnings can be found in the episode show notes. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Monsters Playbook, an actual play Monster of the Week podcast in which every player character now finally has a pet. This week on the cover story, a weather-based mystery has caught our attention. An odd, unseasonal fog has rolled in, but only in 3 specific locations in town. Seems normal, right? That's what everybody thought. Everybody except Kira Ashwood's right-hand man, Gad. And now, Gad's gone missing.
I'm John, and I play Mark Clayton.
I'm Lauren, and I play Kira and Anna Ashwood.
I'm Miah, and I play Theo Nessos.
I'm Jonny, I play literally everybody else. And now, the weather.
Do we need to do our rolls first, or are we going to recap, or what are we doing?
Well, let's do our rolls first, because we'll do that, and then I think we're going to need to pick up more or less after you've sort of collected yourselves, but not that long after we left off last time.
I rolled a 7 for stars align, so I get 1 hold for the future.
I rolled an 11 for premonitions. And then, do you want me to roll Boss from Beyond as well, since that got completed last session?
More or less, yes, I do.
I got a 9.
It's a 14 for Woman with a Plan, so she gets 2 holds. And then for her other one, which is the Initiate Sect move, 12. Anna has Divine Providence, which she rolled a 9, which means 7 or 9, you are only shown the vision and you mark experience if you stop it.
And this is that thing of something bad happening to one of your loved ones.
Your constellation of visions of your loved ones in peril. Yep. With a 12 for Kira's sect roll. On a 10+, they provide you some useful info or help in the field.
Yeah, I think it pleases me to sort of decide that you guys have said we need to take some time to rest up, but at X time we will all meet back up to continue this. Mostly looking at you, Theo. Think you can get away? I think Kira would have asked for all of your help to look for Gad.
I think that makes sense.
Everybody else would have other things to do, but the only person who would look to you for what she should do is Catrell. Do you need me?
Of course we need you. You're part of this team.
Yes. Okay, great. Totally. Yep, I'll be there. Great.
Yeah, keep that energy.
In the meanwhile, Mark, you see Theo walking in a very deep, thick fog, just gray as far as the eye can see, visibility no more than a foot in front of her face, reaching in front of her and groping to find what's ahead. And then you see behind her, and you see that she doesn't see, a hand reach out behind her, and then another, and then another, and then another, and then the body that they are all connected to leans over her, and it is the face of Tower. And all 4 hands grab her by the limbs. She unhinges her jaw, rears her head back, and devours Theo.
Okay. All right.
And then, Anna, you see Kira having gone off by herself yet again. There's also fog, but you are aware that she is underground somewhere, somehow. Lots of this fog. I think with the 9, it's a little bit vague, and so you see just like, first it's these like bone white kind of skull masks with thick horns coming off the top that are, you eventually realize, attached to about a half a dozen dark ash gray bodies.
Neat.
Not premonitions, Boss from Beyond.
Ah, yes. The mission you are given, Mark, is to deliver unto Ro a shard of your mother's power.
Jonny, I have a question. So being that last time Theo made the decision to go back home, What was that like? Did anything happen? Or was it kind of just like
Roll plus charm.
11?
Yeah, so I think then what that means with that roll, you will have come home to find the house almost entirely empty that evening, except for, Bennett, who's up in the kitchen eating a late dinner and reading a book, barely takes notice of you, kind of just, and returns to his work.
Okay.
What season is it?
Winter?
Winter.
Mark's going to do something silly, but go ahead.
Oh no, Mark. It's time for you to do something silly now.
I don't want to do something silly yet.
Then why'd you bring it up?
Because I was just picturing this. I don't know why I was picturing this, but it's totally expected. I think I'm going to get Lariat a little vest for winter. For winter.
So cute.
Just like Back to the Future red, like just a little, or like orange.
Mark, roll plus charm.
That'd be Nate.
You get you get this little vest for your pet owl. You put it on him, which is no mean feat. It is difficult to wrangle him into it, and he
Lariat, just come on, just
looks furious. He's sitting there and he's wearing it, but he is just staring you down.
It'll keep you warm. I promise. Here's a mouse.
Like, he will devour the mouse, but he will not take his eyes off of you.
Okay. I think Mark walks away.
The moment you are not looking at him, you can hear him shaking around in there. So, Kira. So yeah, you are in sort of a briefing with Verdigris, and the useful information that he will give you is precisely where Gad had been. There was an odd fog that rolled in, not so much rolled in as sprouted in Loring Park. And after he went missing, it showed up in 2 other places.
What places were those?
Sort of off like 35 and Lindale somewheres. And then in one of the middle floors of the IDS center, there's just a huge spewing fog bank coming out of that building.
All right. I think Kira kind of takes all the information in. Was Gad out on like a mission or anything, or was he just out and about like doing errands?
He was not alone in this. He was curious about the fog. It wasn't sanctioned because no apparent cause for concern.
And what about this fog? Do we have any idea where it's coming from, or what might have created it? Is it supernatural in some regard, I assume?
Some of the younger acolytes are reluctant to investigate. They don't want to end up like Gad.
I see. So you're telling me that none of our teams are looking to investigate this? Has anybody been searching for him?
He won't really look at you. That's sort of why I called you.
Fine. I'll put a team together and I will look for him myself. I could use your help investigating whatever this fog is if I manage to get some of it back here. I don't know if it's possible to capture it. Could you do some sort of tests on it, find out what it is?
Of course. Bring me some fog or whatever's emitting it.
Where's Donovan?
Roll manipulate someone.
10.
He went downtown.
Well, I guess sit tight. I'll have more hopefully soon, and I'll bring it back here. Keep an eye out on the rest of the recruits. Keep them safe.
Don't be too upset with them. Many of them are only children.
I understand that. But children grow up.
He'll sort of hobble away. It pleases me to imagine that all of you now turn up at dawnbreak.
I think Kira might actually try to call Donovan if he's downtown.
Kat?
Do I have to roll anything?
You do. Roll plus charm.
9.
You call him, and he answers. It's like he's in a car driving down the highway with all the windows open. There's just this like over everything.
Yes?
Donovan? Are you going through a tunnel? What the hell?
Kira, is everything okay?
I mean, no, not exactly. I mean, Gad's missing. Apparently there's some sort of fog in the city, and
I know, that's what I'm looking into the fog.
You're in the fog, or what are you doing?
I'm flying.
In the fog?
Who?
Donovan, are you in the
Towards
fog?
the fog.
Oh my god. Are you in the fog right now? Are you safe?
No.
Oh my god. Look, call me when you get this, into a better place to talk. I could really use your help trying to find Gad.
Roll manipulate someone.
10.
You want me to talk to Gad?
Help me find him.
Hold on.
And the wind picks up enormously and then completely stops.
Where's he gone?
I don't know. He's missing. Was investigating that fog, and then he disappeared. And nobody here at Dawnbreak wants to look into it. They're afraid that they're going to go missing too. And I could really use whatever help you can give me.
Well, there's fog here, too. I think it might be spreading.
Can you see if there's a point of origin?
I can do that, or I can help you find Gad.
I could use you here.
Okay. I'll be there.
Well, then I will wait for the rest of the troops to get here.
Okay, did Anna and Mark have anything they needed to finish up?
I would also like to say for the record that in the days in between, Anna's maybe been using some sort of either magic spells or that device that she has where she can change her appearance to make her eyes look normal. Because I think the only person who was there was Casey Davis to witness that something's going on with her body.
Was it that her eyes changed colors?
Yep.
They did change color.
There was flecks of blue in them. I'm happy to do a roll if you want me to, but
Yeah,
I think
I do. Roll use magic.
So that's a 14 advanced move.
Okay, yeah. Your eyes look so normal and everything just is so super normal.
I kind of imagine as she's doing it, I think she's kind of looking in a mirror. She's trying to just remain calm because I think it's freaking her out. I don't know if it's spread anymore in the last couple of days or anything, but she's just trying to remain calm and then does the spell and then kind of breathes a sigh of relief when it works, puts the books away, walks back out to the shop.
I think on the way out, you will get a compliment from Ramsey Lincoln. We'll be like, you're having a good hair day.
Excuse me?
No, just whatever you did. It's different. I like it. It's more you.
Thank you. It's unlike you to give me a compliment.
Whatever.
Something crawl into your Cheerios today?
I wish.
All right. Well, I have to go help Kira. Gad's missing, I guess.
Aw, I like that kid.
I mean, you can come with. I'm sure we could use your help.
Do you need me to?
One day, it'd be nice for you to just offer to come with. But I suppose, no, I don't need you to.
Okay. Good luck out there and
Oh, God, no. Yes, I would like you to come with.
roll manipulate someone. Please miss.
15 advanced move.
Oh my God.
Okay. She's going to go into the back, then come back out, hucking on a backpack, and walk out with you flipping the store's open sign to closed. One of these days, we're going to have to figure out who's boss here. And then the two of you leave.
I'm always a boss. And then we'll head there.
Mark, you and Catrell, I assume, are just going to take your motorcycle.
Catrell, you ready to go?
Yeah, I swear. Yep.
Now, I'm gonna ask you again just to make sure. Are you, do you need a little bit more time? Or are you good?
No, I can go with one shoe.
Get Catrell, get both of your shoes, please.
Thank you. She goes and futzes with her other shoe.
All right, now are you ready to go? All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Motorcycle, or do you want to fly us there?
Motorcycle.
All right, let's do it. And then I think Mark runs out to his bike, kicks it on, and all right, let's go.
All right. You guys are now all at Dawnbreak.
Okay. I think Kira rounds everybody up into the main room of Dawnbreak, which is just a large industrial building, kind of open in the main area, lots of windows. And she'll kind of get everybody up to speed on what is going on and just be like, well, thanks for coming, guys. I got a call from some of my team that Gad has gone missing. It sounds like he was investigating some fog that was rolling into the city, seen or heard from since. And it's kind of riled up a few of the folks here, so we don't have a ton of folks curious to investigate. But I figured I could use your guys' help if you're willing. I'm not sure if the fog is related to any sort of magical occurrence, but I would guess that it probably is. My idea was to see if we could maybe bring back a sample or something to get it analyzed, figure out maybe where it's coming from, what it is, if it's coming from a creature. I don't know. Could Kira roll actually for like Dark Past to see if this is anything she's come across before?
Yeah, with -1, I think.
With -1. All right.
Yeah.
10.
All right, well then ask as many questions as you are entitled.
Do I know anyone who might be behind this?
I'm going to give you 2 things that are sort of options. Because the first thing that it sort of puts you in the mind of is the way there had appeared to you when you couldn't see it. Like it's all just kind of this smoky, foggy void. The other thing that you know from sort of your studies is that fog as a concept, if it is natural fog, would be associated with sort of earth-based magic. Like any kind of group that would draw their power from natural forces.
Like the sea?
Poker face.
Yeah. What black magic do I know that could help here? Let me know if you want me to like specify what exactly I'm hoping to achieve.
I do want you to specify what you are hoping to achieve.
So I think it is what Kira had said, either to maybe contain some of this fog or discern what sort of like creature it's coming from or something like that. Get a sense of what it is.
I think to discern, you would have to really get to whatever is at the physical heart of these fog banks. But the black magic that you would know, I think, to contain some of the fog, it's something that Theo can do.
What is that?
She can make a little sphere of shield.
Like a force little shield or something?
Yep. A little bubble of fog. A little fog bubble.
Okay. Then I think in that case, Kira's kind of doing this like mental calculus in her head. And she's like, I'm thinking if we could trap some of this fog, we might be able to get a sense of what some of it is. Theo, I was thinking maybe you could use some of your force magic and see if you could, maybe trap some of it so we could get it back here. Is that something you could do?
Yeah, that sounds like something I could do.
Cool. And Mark, I feel like the fog reminds me of when we couldn't really see that haze that was constantly around. I don't know if this is something that crossed over or if it's something from here that's messing with forces that it doesn't understand.
Has my brother said anything about it?
Anna's like, hey.
Anna will manipulate someone.
So, do you know anything about fog, Lowry? 13 advanced move.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I mean, it does kind of look like when we were traveling by coach and there was just all that fog around. Kind of reminds me of that, where like we couldn't really see and we were just like walking through there and it was like, where are we going?
I guess, but I don't know that would present as fog here.
What would present as fog here?
Fog.
Well, what was it back home if it wasn't fog?
Semi-condensed droplets of air and water. Too cold to evaporate, too hot to freeze.
You're telling me that the fog in there is just fog?
No.
Well, what is it back home then?
How
come you guys can see through it and we can't?
It's a cognitive distortion.
Explain.
Well, how come we can see through it and you can't? Because you're alive.
Debatable.
Not really if you couldn't see it.
Well, I guess I fooled them. So if you're alive, you can't see through it, but if you're above there, you can. Does that mean that you guys can see through this fog, or does it just look like fog to you guys?
Only one way to find out.
Okay, fine. He doesn't know much. I guess he's not that bright.
Hey! I heard that.
Jesus.
Shh.
I can see if there's anything that I can do. I mean, maybe I could trap some of it and bring it back here with like my...
Well, I think Theo could help with that.
Or my wings.
Yeah, that's a good thought.
I could just... And she like tries to start stretching her wings around to like... I can do it. Hang on.
Don't strain yourself. Well, Lowry says that back home, people from there, they can see through the fog because they're not exactly living. But we mortals can't see through it because we're alive. So I don't know if that's the case here. But if it is, then maybe you'll be able to see through the fog better than the rest of us, Mark.
I'll give it a shot, I guess.
And I think Kira like steps up and she's like, I don't know what we're gonna be up against. But we've got to be careful. I think something doesn't feel right about it. And then I think Anna will speak up and be like, speaking of things that don't feel right, so I had a vision of some stuff that you were doing, Kira, as you have a tendency to just go off on your own. You were wandering off by yourself. There was lots of fog, so seems like it's relevant. You were headed somewhere underground, and there was a bunch of like horn masks, and they surrounded you. And they started to attack you. And there was these like really big bodies that were like made of dark ash gray. That's all I got. But it looked bad.
I had a vision recently too of really thick fog. Yeah. Theo got eaten by Tower. And there was a bunch of hands coming from Tower through fog.
Tower? Well, that might explain who's behind the fog.
Possibly.
She did sort of disappear.
I got 2 of my wingtips to touch.
Oh my god.
I'm on my way. Yeah, Catrell just like chewing on her lower lip, be like, really trying to.
All right, Catrell.
What if I did it backwards? Hang on.
Catrell, how are you feeling right now?
Ready to go, boss.
Great, because we have some work to do, Kira says.
So I'm not gonna. Okay.
Do you remember what Gad looked like, Catrell?
Mustache.
Yes. He's missing, and we need to find him. So we need all eyes on this mission to be focused on trying to find him. He was out there investigating, trying to put together the pieces of whatever this fog monster stuff is. He was trying to do this for us for Dawnbreak, and now he's missing. So we owe it to him to try to bring him back here. And I need all of you here. I can't do this by myself. So maybe we should just start heading out.
I think Catrell will lean over to Mark and be like, she seems scary, but also scared.
You're right. Let's go.
Where did you want us to head to?
Well, it sounds like he went missing at Loring Park, or near Loring Park, so it's probably best we start there. Look for any signs, clues of maybe where he went, if he was taken. See if we can't get some of this fog.
I think Mark is going to reach out with Soothe and be like, we're going to get through this. It's going to be okay.
Aw, Takira.
Yeah.
Calm
Calm down.
Mark, roll manipulate someone. How about that?
11.
Kira, you believe him. Him and all of these people are here for you.
I think Kira sort of just gives Mark a nod.
I mean, have you seen Catrell? Mark kind of chuckles and walks off.
Yeah.
Moment ruined, Mark.
Well, then I think Kira would wait until Donovan got there and then would probably head to Loring Park.
Donovan will arrive and you will all head out. Yeah, so Loring Park basically like kind of butts up against Hennepin Avenue, where it kind of enters and exits onto and off of 94 and 35. But all around it, there's just this like circle of street that you can kind of park someplace. And there's restaurants and there's bars and there's parking lots and such. But you can definitely tell that like, covering up most of one of the big ponds in the center of the park, I think it kind of strikes you like it's a blob of fog. It's got a clear kind of border to it. But it's like, it's like smoky and kind of moving and such. But it's like, it's going out to a spot and then kind of stopping.
For Mark and or Lowry, if they're looking at it, do they perceive through it at all?
No. Theo, roll read about situation.
7.
So you kind of pull in and park in between a truck and a Tesla. Have you seen that truck before? I mean, maybe. I don't know. Anyway.
What? Were you asking us if we've seen the Tesla truck yet?
No, the truck.
So it just like occurs to Theo, just like,
Oh.
truck. Kind of run down. Still going. No rust.
I'm just going to follow Kira.
You sure are. What's the move, team?
I guess we get a little closer to this fog and try to suss out if it's like gonna harm us, and then see if we can trap some of it.
Do you need to dispel it, or you want me to trap it, or what do you...
I was thinking we could bring back some of it to have it investigated, see if maybe we can, I don't know, do some sort of magic with it, know what sort of creature it's coming from. The folks back at Dawnbreak can help from back there, but I don't love walking into the situation with not knowing what it is first.
Okay, I can create something and just send it out and trap it.
Yeah, let's try that then.
Okay. Theo is going to create a circle with her hand below and have like a force field, small, like soccer ball size, hopefully come out of her hand and go towards this fog.
Roll use magic.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell
Oh,
was
yeah,
that?
you betcha.
Oh, yeah.
So glad we're recording.
15, advanced move.
So, yeah, you make your little orb about the size of a soccer ball. It gets kind of close enough to the edge of where the fog really starts to pick up. It feels, I think, as you get got closer to it, the barrier between where there is and isn't fog is much difficult to sort of discern, like it is with fog. You kind of get in and it's like you can sort of gradually see less and less in front of your face. But yeah, it like kind of scoops up and becomes this like floating orb of milky white smoke that, goddamn, advanced move. I think you can ship it back to Dawnbreak.
Yeah, I think Theo, almost like a drone, just like pushes it and it just goes flying off.
And Kira looks after it. It worked?
I mean, I would just have one of your people maybe call me and then I can like release it because they're not going to be able to get through that.
Oh, sure. Kira will call up... Oh, she almost just said Gad. She will call up Verdigris.
Oh, wow. It'd be like that.
She'll call Verdigris.
Miss?
There should be an orb of fog arriving soon. As soon as it gets there, you can let us know and we can drop it so that you guys can analyze it maybe and see what it is. It's probably coming in like 20, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't know.
It's coming on its... I see it now.
I'm going to let the advanced move ride, and I'm not going to make you kind of coordinate this, but this will kind of get into Dawnbreak, and they will manage to put it in some kind of... use whatever instruments they kind of have and have access to, and we'll get back to you when they know something. We'll investigate a mystery on their behalf to see how fast they will go.
Okay, and do I get to use either my lore library or... Oh, actually, I think it would be the... Yeah, I think it's the lore library. For that, gives me a +1 to investigate a mystery.
Sure.
Ooh, okay. 7.
Okay.
I'm glad I used that.
Me too. All right, we'll get back to you when we know something.
Okay.
Would I be allowed to read a bad situation? Like, I want to open up my third eye on this fog.
Okay, do it.
8. So, 2 questions.
Yep.
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
I'll tell it to you this way. With your third eye, the invisible thing that you can see, like 50 feet into this fog bank, there's a fight going on. 2 forms are like pretty well wrestling.
Okay. Is there anything unique about this fog that makes it not a normal fog?
What's the deal with
What
fog?
makes this... What?
You want to know what is the deal?
What's its deal?
Yeah, I want to know what's this fog's
What is
deal.
the fog's deal? It's warm. It's unseasonable.
The fog is warm?
Yes.
Ooh, okay. I also, since this is the first time that I'm encountering it, so I'm using my move, Occam's Blade. When you first encounter something strange, you may ask the keeper what sort of thing it is. They will tell you if it or the cause is natural, an unnatural creature, a weird phenomenon, or a person. And I get +1 forward dealing with it.
It's a weird phenomenon.
So Theo's gonna start slowly, slowly getting into a run and say to the rest of the group, there's a fight going in there. Also, this fog is warm, just a heads up. And Theo's gonna head in.
Gross. Anna will run in after Theo. And I think Kira kind of takes her axe out and will charge in also.
Mark follows.
And I kind of assume Donovan and... It was Ramsey, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So they're tagging along too.
And Catrell,
Yeah.
who I think these days is wielding a sword. So you guys all run in. And sure enough, yeah, it is like humid. Water is fully condensing on all of your winter outerwear. And you're running in, and it's like when you first open the dishwasher or something. Leading the way, Theo, as you sort of get close enough such that the third eye vision of what you can see starts to match up with something that you can see with your actual human eyes. It is a like oversized skeletal dog. Not like skeletal, but like emaciated. Just all skin and bone and muscle. And it has, at this point, flipped over and pinned down to the ground your old friend Yano.
Okay.
Husky, swarthy, mustachioed.
I'd like to use some magic, specifically my entropy magic, to unravel this dog. Since it's already emaciated, I kind of just want to like...
You want to unravel the dog.
I essentially want to not disintegrate it, but like, you know, when things die and they slowly erode and...
You want it to decompose?
I want to start, decompose it.
Roll use magic.
That's going to be a 12 advanced move.
Here's what I will give you, is that you'll like shoot out a bolt of anti-lightning, which will hit this thing in its shoulder. And then, everything from the shoulder down will wither and kind of crush away into dust, and this thing will lose its balance and fall onto that shoulder, giving Yano the chance to slide out from underneath it and land a couple of blows with his bare hands on its belly and side. And then he's up and on his feet.
Is it still alive?
Yes, it is. It's a tripod.
Can I go for a chop for the head with my flaming sword?
Go for a chop. Roll kick some ass.
10.
Okay, pick your advantage.
Do more harm.
Okay. All right, so you go out running in with your sword. You bring it down. You do take off this thing's head, but with its other forepaw, it still rears up and pounds at you, which will do 2 harm.
Minus my chest of armor.
Yes.
Ding. Ow. I think.
Good Foley work, John. Yeah. Yeah, just like pounds against you, and then you like skid back across the wet grass. It's got no head and 3 legs, but it's still standing.
Can Kira just come with her axe and bisect it?
Roll it.
10.
Do more, take less.
2 more.
Ooh, okay. All right, killer. So, the picture I want to paint for you is that you like have dove on top of this thing and are bringing down your axe again and again and again.
Mm-hmm. It's a little more vicious than
A little
maybe
ferocious.
you're expecting.
Hey! It's dead. It's dead.
Shakes the axe out of
It's
it.
dead.
Like that thing where you have to rock it back and forth and pull it out.
Yep. Yanks it out. Just making sure.
Just making sure.
Yano! It's been a while.
The person who will look at first of all will be Theo and be like, Sorella?
I'm trying to figure out if Theo would, because pretty much everybody in our group has seen or knows about Theo's hand and eye. And I'm trying to figure out if Theo would cover it up from Yano or not. I don't think she would. I think, yeah. What are you doing here?
He gestures around to the fog and goes, The sink is broken.
This is not your kitchen.
I have had to widen my scope looking for work.
Why? Did something happen?
Duluth is not so scary these days.
And it brought you here?
You'll hear a voice out of the fog be like, No, I brought him here.
Is that Emily?
I recognize that voice anywhere.
And she walks out of the fog in a smart-looking peacoat, mousy brown hair pulled back. Well done with the dog.
You double agenting, Yano? I guess you are a freelancer after all, though.
Contract, I find to be a more accurate title. Oh, don't worry, I've nothing over your friend's head.
I'm not worried.
I think Anna might just kind of like lean against like a building or something and be like, I'd hope not, because if I recall, you still owe us a favor.
You ran into the fog in the middle of the park. There might
in
be
the
a
park.
tree.
Then chilling against a tree, yeah.
Yeah. And so here I am.
Here you are. What's Eyes got into this? Haven't heard from Eyes in a while.
I've moved on. Independent, you could say. What have you and yours got on this fog?
Can I open up my third eye?
Mm-hmm.
Because wasn't there weird shit with Emily before, Lauren?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
There was just weird shit with her before, like that someone had something over her or whatever.
Well, that was Mr. Green, but that was the director, and he's currently, well, I assume he's dead, but...
So I still get a hold, but I rolled a 6.
Extremely pleased. Yeah, the very first thing that will happen is, in this order, she will say, and then look at you, Theo. It's not polite to pry. I'm here on good faith.
I'm trying to remember exactly what Emily had said to Kira the first time that she came to her house.
My mates call me
No. I think Kira might just kind of cross her arms and be like, so am I to take it that you didn't enjoy working with your current employer?
Onwards and upwards, doll. Right. Let's look into this fog then.
I do get a question still.
Okay.
Is Emily hiding something?
She's omitting something.
Okay. I want to try and blow this away, but could I open up my brain to the psychic environment going on right now?
What do you mean by that?
I want to use my...
If I can't open my third eye, can I open my fourth or fifth?
I want to use my psychic event move that is with the searcher, that I can awaken, or my mind is awakened, and I can act under pressure to use a sensitive weird move from the Tome of Mysteries. May I?
You may.
I give up. It's a 6. On a miss, my brain makes contact with something dangerous.
Great.
I'm doing awesome. You know, Yano and everything else that's going on is just really throwing me off.
Theo's eyes roll back in her head and she drops to her knees.
Like Anna lunges out to try to like help cushion that fall.
Theo.
Theo, you are standing alone in a dark and impossibly ancient forest. In the center of that forest is a pale and impossibly ancient, enormous tree. This tree is very powerful and it is alive. And it is talking to you. I think it's talking to you in a language you can't understand, though. Like, ancient and sibilant and...
Can Theo hold up her hands and be like, hold on, wait 1 second. And Theo use magic to communicate with something that I do not share a language with?
No, you can't. Because you're making dangerous contact. You are terrified. You are frozen.
Okay.
Anna is probably like trying to see if she can get her to wake up. Might turn to Ramsey and be like, is she like possessed or something? Is there like an anti-possession spell, like exorcism? Is that a thing that you know how to do? Be a really great time.
I know 7 different exorcisms. Hang on. Ramsey will walk over. Will you roll read about situation on her behalf? Like lift up your Theo's eyelids and check your eyes.
Come on. Don't fuck up. 8.
Well, go ahead, Mark.
I was just going to say Mark is going to reach out telepathically and ask if Theo's okay.
Mark will use magic.
9.
So the first thing is that Ramsey says it's not a spirit, at least not a sentient spirit. I'll need a minute to figure out what exactly has got her. Theo, in this dark old forest, Mark is suddenly there.
Mark?
You're terrified. He shouldn't be here. This place is dangerous.
Mark, you shouldn't be here.
Wait, am I still conscious in the other?
Yes, you are projecting yourself into... You can't really see what she can see. You can just kind of see astral projection of her in a kind of mind realm.
Theo? Are you okay?
No. Can you help? I can't move. I can't understand what it's saying.
Understand what's saying?
The tree, can you not see it? Mark, can you get me out of here?
I think Mark is gonna try to jump forward and break whatever this is to grab Theo and pull her out.
Yeah, I think Theo's like trying to reach for Mark.
Mark, the moment in your astral form you take a step forward, all of it evaporates, and you're back standing in the fog.
You guys, she's stuck in there. She's okay at the moment, but we need to figure out a way to get into there. She was saying there was some tree and was talking.
Ramsey, anything? Well, there's gotta be something we can do. Like, go into her head, cut her away from this tree. I don't know.
That's it. The tree, the fog. Why is it here? It doesn't matter. We have to find it. She looks to each of you and is like, pale birch tree. At this stage, it's probably pretty small. Find it, get it out of the ground.
Pale birch tree?
You heard me.
Do you want to back up a little bit? What?
Find a pale birch tree.
Aren't there like millions of birch trees?
Not in Loring Park.
All right, Anna will just be like, oh, fuck. And we'll just start roaming around Loring Park trying to find a pale birch tree.
What is Yano and Emily doing?
Emily is standing and looking annoyed. I think Yano is kneeling down to try to talk to Theo. You can't hear him, though.
I think Anna might actually kind of like snap towards Catrell and be like, hey, you know what a birch tree looks like?
She does.
Great, help me find one.
On it. So Catrell is like taking a couple of steps and then flapping all of her wings to clear a little patch of fog, and then taking another step and then flapping all of her wings and then taking another step, and so on and so forth.
I think Kira might actually take off if she has like a jacket on, she might actually take her jacket off and put it under Theo's head. Kind of cushion her head. I think she actually looks up at Emily. You know, you could be of use here. Looks like you've got two perfectly good eyes.
Yeah, bitch.
I know that name might be a little of a sore spot right now, but you catch my drift.
Please. And she'll walk over to Theo and be like, my eyes are the least interesting thing about me. She'll bend over Theo and put her hand on your face.
What are you doing?
Being useful.
What is she, can I like read about the situation? What is she doing?
Yeah, roll it.
I think Mark went looking for a tree.
12 advanced move.
Well, I will tell you the freebie first. And that is that she is not Emily anymore, or at least she is not only Emily.
Okay. Not only Emily. Okay. Can I ask, what is she trying to do with Theo?
By all accounts, help.
Is she doing magic?
Of a sort.
Can I clarify, like, what kind of magic is she doing? Like, is it a particularly dangerous type of magic? I'm just trying to gauge how much of a threat she is right now.
I think it's almost exactly the opposite. It's like the vibe you get, it's like she's re-alphabetizing her. Like, unshuffling the cards.
Okay. Could I ask, like, what this other entity that I am sensing that is cohabitating with Emily, can I sense what sort of thing it is?
No. I won't let you ask that, but you might be able to intuit.
All right, then could I ask something about Theo then?
Sure.
What's the best way to help Theo?
Because I have to answer this honestly, let Emily do what she's about to do.
All right, I think Kira will kind of cross her arms and we'll just say, like, if I see even a single hair out of place.
Not to worry. Putting things back in place is my business.
Since when?
Theo, the old forest sort of goes on fast forward. Some of the trees grow old and die in seconds. Some of them are taken down. A bridge is put up. Someone digs a pond. Buildings are put up several hundreds of feet away from you. And then a fog rolls in and you are back in your own body. And Emily is standing over you and she holds her hands out and looks at Kira like as if to say, see?
That's new.
You're welcome. She walks off. Could you have a clear the fog, please?
Theo, like, looks around a little panically and, like, confused. Has anything about me changed in that fast forward?
No.
Okay.
I think Kira kind of looks down at you. Are you okay?
Yeah. And if Yano's still kneeling in front of her, she'll kind of, like, I think, glance at him. I'm fine. Sorry about that. And we'll, I guess, try to summon a breeze.
Roll use magic, please.
Did Mark find a tree?
Roll investigate a mystery.
10.
7.
Pick a glitch. Mark, you are walking around in the fog. I think you happen upon some trees that seem promising, but then you get up to them and realize that they are just cold.
The glitch will be it has a problematic side effect.
What about Anna and Catrell? Do they have any luck?
They maybe think they're starting to, and then a pretty harsh wind from behind them will buffet absolutely everybody in opposite directions from where Theo is.
Ah!
The fog is pushed away, and you are all pushed to separate edges of this park. I think I want Mark and Kira and Anna to roll Act Under Pressure.
9.
Kira naturally, goes into the air when that happens. It starts, buffeting in the wind.
We'll see.
12 advance move for Kira, and then for Anna... Fuck, 15 for Anna, advance move.
Jesus.
Damn. Mark, you're in the pond.
I feel wet.
Oh, it's cold.
Yep. It's cold and, green.
Can I go incorporeal to dry off?
I don't know if it will help, but you can sure try. You have other options, Flameboy. Yano, for his part, is I think, arms around you, Theo, so he doesn't get blown away. And Emily is just walking casual as you please, as though it is just a breeze, and kind of walking and looking around.
I mean, Kira is going to try to fly back to, if the wind's kind of dying down, to get back to where Theo was.
Okay. Roll read a bad situation.
11?
I think Anna can get back pretty quick. Mark, it will probably take you a minute or two to get back there. That's how far away you've been blown.
Mark steam drives himself.
Kira, you can see from above a plume of what at first looks like smoke, but then is clearly solidifying itself into more fog. And you can see precisely where it's coming from, kind of near the base of one of the bridges.
Is Donovan with me?
Yes,
I think Kira kind of points it out. You see that fog over there?
I do.
Does it look like it's moving, any specific direction, Johnny?
Just looks like it's spreading.
We should probably let the team know. Kira's gonna dive down to try to warn Theo, Yano, and Emily. And I think she would have Donovan see if he could tell the Mark, so that he can probably via telepathy let Anna and Ramsey know to maybe start heading in that direction.
Okay. Mark, you come out of the pond and steam dry yourself off, and Donovan lands in front of you.
Oh, hey, Donovan.
Well done. Opposite of an anime dance. Kira and I have located what we believe to be the source of the fog. Could you tell the others? Tap, tap on his forehead.
Oh, yeah. We guys, we found the source of the fog.
Who's the closest to that, where that is right now?
Right now? I mean, technically Emily.
Okay. I'm kind of wondering, as Anna is trying to regroup with the group, could she use Oops to see if there's anything in this area that they were in?
Yep. I don't know how helpful it's going to be, but it does make sense. You find a bloody seashell.
Okay, just laying about on the ground.
Yeah, which strikes you as weird, so you pick it up.
The fuck is this? And I think she shows it to Ramsey. What the fuck is this?
It's a bloody seashell.
Yeah, no shit. What's it doing here?
I think we have a slightly more important question to look into.
Okay, I'm just saying, this is weird. Might be useful.
So put it in your pocket.
Yeah, she's gonna put it in her fucking big ass satchel that she has that's got her magic book and bag and everything in there. She's like, God damn it, there's not enough room in here.
That's why I keep saying you gotta commit it to memory.
She just gestures to the book. This? Memory. That's not enough space in my brain for that.
Yet.
Whatever. And just starts booking. Starts.
All right.
You said that Yano had covered Theo when the wind came or something?
In the wind, yeah.
Okay. I think Theo kind of goes stiff in his arms. You don't need to do that.
Yes, right. Backs off and smooths his shirt against himself.
Kira would are you still on the ground right now, Theo?
I would be getting up and the awkward kind of backing away sort of thing, looking for Mark.
And I think Kira's like just flies past you in the air and just like, it's over this way, and starts like heading towards where the fog is.
You are all aware of where the source kind of is. I will still, because it is getting quite thick again, I will still need someone to roll Investigate a Mystery and someone else to roll Help Out.
Investigating a mystery.
Kira will roll help out.
11.
Kira rolled an 8, but with helping hand, I think it's a +2 anyway, right?
It sure is, but that puts you in danger. So you guys all step into the fog. So Mark and most of the rest of you come to sort of gather around, and Catrell impulsively flaps her wings at it to clear a bit of fog away. That there is kind of a waist-high white birch tree with a couple of gnarled branches that are maybe thicker than they should be on a tree this small and young. And as you're kind of leaning in to take a look at it, Kira, you feel something grab your ankle.
Ugh! I think she like looks back. What's got her?
A dark gray stony hand that reaching up from under the grass.
Does that look like the hands of Tower?
Or like the things that were attacking Kira?
The second thing.
Yeah. The dark ash gray figures. And I think Kira will try to reach for her axe to see if she can lop off this hand.
Roll kick some ass.
9?
Could I help out?
How would you help out?
Blast it with force and try and crush it like a jackhammer?
Sure.
7.
Perfect.
Now Theo's in danger.
Yep. So yes, you blast some air at this thing, which takes off a couple of its fingers, which leaves it kind of reeling back, leaving it open for Kira to lop it off at the wrist. And another one will reach up and grab you, Theo, by the calf.
Nah.
Can I, are they in a position where I can, strike both of them with a blade?
No. Theo's in one place, Kira's in another.
They're not exposed enough to, chop at him.
Well, I think meanwhile, kind of in front of you, Mark, a little bit to one side of the tree, another hand will reach up and kind of just slam onto the ground and start pulling something else up from beneath.
Can Theo call out to Catrell, can you pick me up, to the air?
Catrell, do something.
Oh my God.
Mark, roll act under pressure on her behalf.
That would be a 6.
No! Oh, this is going great.
Okay. Catrell goes, and runs over to you, Theo, and tackles you to the ground, where 2 more arms reach up from below and grab you, shoving you together and pulling you down.
Help!
Okay. I think Anna is gonna try to come in and could she try to, with her staff, hit this thing off of Theo?
Sure, roll kick some ass.
Mark is going to try and go up to one of these things and just fireball just a little
Which one?
The one grabbing Theo.
Okay, roll use magic.
That is a 12 advanced move to kick some ass for Anna.
Okay, what's your advantage?
I want it off of Theo, so drive it where I want it, maybe? Or wait, that's 10 plus. Drive it away?
10.
Anna, you are going to have to, I think, do a bit of back and forth with this thing. So you come in and knock it off of Theo's leg. It throws a weird ground punch at you. You do that a couple of times back and forth. Then also in one of the other arms, Mark grabs it and then just makes his hand start on fire, burning it until it lets go. Anna, you will take a couple of huge stony slams to the knee area to harm.
Does my armor negate any of that?
If you have any, yes. You'll smash it in I guess what the weak part of an arm would be, and it will slither back down, as will the other 2. There is now still just one other thing, that a shoulder and the very beginning of a plate skull is starting to peek up from under the grass.
Can I try to stab it in the head with the sword?
You sure can. Roll kick some ass. Theo has a question.
I have 2 questions. One, we should have established this way at the beginning, but do we heal all harm from previous?
Yes, of course.
Okay, cool. And then is this a magical effect or spell or phenomenon?
Maybe, Mark.
I got a 12.
And that's an advanced move.
Yes, that is an advanced move.
What's your advantage?
Drives the enemy away in a route.
All right, so this thing sort of barely peeks up its head that is just like the sole bleached bone part of its body, and it's just like a skull face mask. And you bury your flaming sword into its neck, and it looks up at you and it hisses, "The sky," and slithers back down into the grass.
Kitcher, are you okay?
I kind of blew that, didn't I?
It's okay, so did I. It's not my day.
She holds up a fist for a fist bump.
Theo will fist bump her.
I think Mark chimes in and goes, "Good job."
What's Emily doing?
Investigating the tree.
Sorry, that tree, is it like
Birch.
Birch? Fuck, I forgot.
Yeah, it's like the same. It's like white and like papery.
Is this in the same like position as the tree that Theo had saw? Or, like, what happened to that tree in that fast forward?
It vanished at some point.
So what's the deal with the tree? I think Kira says to Ramsey.
Not sure. It seems like it's And then Emily goes, "It's Witchwood." What? No. Witchwood is gone. Everybody knows that.
What's Witchwood? Hey, what's Witchwood? What's Witchwood?
Yeah. Yana walks up to it and kind of like reaches out gingerly and flakes off a bit, smells it. It smells of Witchwood.
Okay, but what is it? We've established that it smells and looks
Does it
like
taste
Witchwood.
Like Witchwood.
I think Ramsey takes off her hat, runs a hand through her hair, and puts it back on, and then goes, "You said you'd been doing the reading."
Well, can Anna actually roll to see if she remembers this?
Yes.
Does
Okay.
Theo know what Witchwood is? I would assume she would.
I want you to roll Investigate a Mystery too.
No.
Is this not would the novice polymath fit here? When you consult your notes and books of study, roll plus sharp on a hit. You'll tell you a useful and specific piece of advice you found in your studies.
Yeah,
Does that apply here? Okay.
I think so.
Theo rolled a 13 for Investigate a Mystery, and it's an advanced move.
Okay.
Anna rolled a big ol' 7. That is a success.
Anna knows it has something to do with witches.
Oh, come on. I mean, I assume it has something to do with witches.
What I would really like to, since Theo rolled really well, I'm guessing I know what it is. I want to lean and whisper quietly to Anna and tell her what it is so that she could repeat it in front of Ramsey, and yeah.
Theo, will you roll plus charm to do that?
10.
Oh, hang on. I'm remembering something. Witchwood, right. Witchwood is...
Theo, the Witchwood
The Witchwood
is a
Witchwood
single
is a single
It's a single
ancient
ancient
tree
ancient tree
from which many earth-based
earth-based
mages and witches draw their
power.
Did you read that out of a book?
Witchwood is a tree in which many mages and witches draw their power. End of sentence.
It's natural magic. It was a source of natural magic drawn upon by earth-based mages and witches.
So, like, I totally knew all of that about Witchwood.
The Witchwood.
The Witchwood, right? That's what I said. But, like, what is it? Why is it here?
That, says Ramsey, looking from you to the tree, is a very good question.
Where does it usually come from? The Witchwood. Where does it reside?
In a secret forest grove guarded by witches and druids.
Which is where?
Secret, Anna.
Is this where Magica comes from? Is there Magica around this tree?
You want to open your third eye?
Because it went great last time. Sure. 9.
2 questions.
How does Witchwood differ from Magica?
Magica is a kind of energy. The Witchwood is a source of energy. The source of Magica is unclear. It's just a sort of resource that floats around. But the Witchwood itself continually generates and puts out magical energy.
It's like a spring. A magical
Precisely.
spring.
Yes.
Okay. Does Theo's mom or sisters have Witchwood in their gardens?
No. There was only ever one Witchwood.
Okay.
It was the Witchwood. It was a tree that was, for this sort of region, was the spring of magic.
Okay. Do I see anything invisible around this tree?
I'll tell you what you don't see. Any physical roots in this world.
Can we tell why it's binded here?
Theo will mention to Ramsey. It has no physical roots here.
And that, says Emily, doesn't make sense. Which is why I'm here.
Hey, Mark,
Yeah.
would your mom know anything about this? She was in a coven? I'm guessing they get their magic from somewhere.
I could always ask her.
If you feel comfortable. Also, by the way, does she never mind.
Yeah, I can ask her.
I want to know what Theo was going to ask so bad.
What were you just gonna ask?
Nothing. No, it's okay. We'll.
Is it something bad about my mom?
No.
Mark, roll manipulate someone.
I think Anna puts her hands on her face in her hands and is just watching.
Theo was getting bright red.
Donovan is standing right next to her.
I think Kira actually sighs and might actually take to the sky and perch on top of a building and try to look out and get an aerial view.
9.
Theo, if you tell him what you were about to ask, you will mark experience.
It's not important, Mark. We have to find Gad. Kira looks like she's getting really mad and annoyed. I promise it's fine.
All right. You can tell me anything, right?
Yeah. Can we not have this out right now in front of everybody?
Okay. Wait, are you guys listening to this?
Oh, yes.
Skynet, Donovan.
Oh, fuck. Click. Mark shuts it off. All right. And then, okay. We'll talk later.
In the meantime, you'll do what? What's the move?
Does Mark's mom know anything about the Witchwood?
Maybe.
Hey, Mom, you got a second?
Oh boy. Roll manipulate someone.
7.
I think she sounds taken by surprise and maybe a little distracted, but she just kind of is, what? Mark?
Hey, Mom.
Is everything okay?
Is everything okay on your side?
Yeah, why do you, ask?
Do you have a second to chat? Or are you busy right now?
Give me 10 seconds.
Okay.
And then you hear total silence on her end. And then, okay, what's up?
Do you have a second to meet in person?
What's this about?
We came across something and I just want to run it past you.
Came across what, Mark? I know that the kinds of things that you've wrestled with, you're quite capable.
We came across something ancient and old.
Well, it's old country.
Witchwood. Do you know anything about it?
What?
The Witchwood.
It's just one of those things that you found in somebody else's dreams?
We need information about it.
Well, here's all you need to know. It's gone.
We have it.
What? Where are you?
I think Mark looks to a sign, street sign or something, and shoots an image.
Cat. Shoot. It's like a thing of not words, but she's coming as soon as she physically can.
Are you okay?
I need to focus now.
Did she know anything?
She's coming.
Okay.
Now.
Who's coming, Emily?
My mom.
Well, then you'll all be well sorted.
Why are you so interested in this tree? Anna is asking Emily.
Because it's wrong. And if you'll excuse me, there are other wrongs in the city to be put right.
Do you happen to be going to the IDS center or maybe around 35 in Lindale?
Oh, you are informed.
Well, Kira.
She's still walking away.
You're so annoying.
I want Kira to drop down in front of Emily because she was I said she was perched up on a building.
Okay.
Just drops down right in front of her. Where are you headed? If you tell us what you're looking into, maybe we could help each other. After all, 2 heads are better than 1. And I'm wondering if I could maybe use, not Mental Dominion, the other one. Dark Negotiator?
Okay, roll it.
Try to manipulate her. That is an 8.
Well, I want to know what Kira wants to do with that roll.
I think I want to, more or less, trade intelligence. What does she know? seem to be pretty well plugged into the city. It doesn't seem like you were surprised by the fact that there was occurrences going on in the IDS tower and at 35. So Spill, what do you know?
Well, she gestures to the tree. At this point, I think I know what you know. The Witchwood is coming back, but fragmented.
So the other patches of fog that are sprouting up, you think it's other Witchwood growing?
That's what I intend to find out.
What does that mean if the Witchwood's here? What can it do?
Well, it's a source of power, so maybe things can tap into its power. Like Tower?
That is definitely a possibility.
Can Mark take a piece of the Witchwood and put it in his spot?
Sure.
His spot in his...
Oubliette?
I know what you mean. It's not oubliette. It's what I need when I need. It's his
it's his pocket dimension.
Yes, putting it in a pocket dimension.
Guys, that's my spot. It's where I put my stuff.
I think Mark takes his obsidian and because it's a little sharp, and he just gets a piece of it without anybody looking.
Oh, act under
I
pressure.
was going to say, you're going to have to act under pressure, bud.
There's a lot of us here.
It's kind of the main thing to look at right now.
6.
You are doing a super good job of keeping this a secret. No one knows you're doing this. It's so good. You're being so secret. It's it's going quick. It's going great. You're just, oh man. Maybe even saying aloud to himself, "You're doing great.
You're doing great, bud." and then I kind of imagine you get tapped on the shoulder by Anna. You drop this.
Or at the very least, you turn around and absolutely everybody is looking at you.
Got something you wanted to grab there, Mark?
I think holding on. I mean, my mom seemed really interested in it. Maybe we should keep a piece of it just in case, it'll help us. I don't know.
Totally get that. Right.
This idea is good. Yana will hold on. And he holds out his hand.
What is this, the fucking Lord of the Rings? Ah, my precious, give me the wood. I don't know.
Mark looks over at you and then looks back. Clunk.
Okay. He will reach into his puffy vest and pull out kind of a foil bag and drop it in that and wrap it up and crinkle it back.
Safe from aliens now.
Yes, exactly.
So, okay. If this Witchwood is coming from somewhere else, it had to have been summoned or something, right? That's a thing. People can do that, right, Ramsey?
Sure.
I mean, how else did it get here?
I mean, it's same way trees spread otherwise, I guess.
And does it have anything to do with this seashell?
Could I see that?
Yeah, sure. I found this really weird bloody seashell on the ground. I don't know whose blood it is or if it has any sort of connection, but it seems a little out of place.
Oh, I could maybe figure out who it belongs to.
Great.
Can you?
I mean, I do have a sympathetic token, but I can also observe a place or a time. But I'd like to use maybe a sympathetic token to pull whoever's blood this is to me.
On one condition, she says as she's about to hand it over to you. Can you teach me how to do it?
Yeah, duh.
Very nice.
Fuck you.
Now she wants to learn.
I mean, I do owe you that study date.
Yes, we all know.
Why'd you roll your eyes?
Oh, it's not at you, trust me.
Theo, the way I'm going to have this work is because that gives you +1 magic, +1 on going against whoever it belongs to, but you don't know who it belongs to, so you have nowhere to really aim it.
So maybe it would be better for you to observe a place and see if you could observe time or whatever and see maybe at the moment that whatever that was came there. I don't know.
So I wouldn't be able to use the blood to pull them to me. But I'll see something.
Suddenly there's a gentle breeze and it smells warm and pleasantly of rosemary and potatoes.
Okay.
Pleasantly of rosemary.
Oh, is it
potatoes.
Samantha?
And then there's a pale yellow swirl of smoke that dissipates, and then there is standing Samantha Clayton.
Hello?
Where is it? She looks around and her eyes land on the tree and she goes white.
Breathe.
How? She walks over it and like reaches towards it but falls short of touching it. Did someone take a branch off of it?
Oh, we found it like that.
Anna, please roll manipulate someone.
7.
I think what that means is that everybody else is like, we did not find it like that. We didn't find it like that. And Ramsey just sells out Mark so hard.
I was saving a piece in case we needed it at some point. Did I break it? I mean, technically I broke it, but...
I mean, you can't really kill something that's already dead. This is a weird little miracle.
What does it do?
It lives. It gives us its magic.
But it doesn't have roots here.
How could it have come here? There's no roots.
What?
No roots. Just tree.
But there's potentially more of it at 2 other places. Or something like it.
Could it have been placed here? I mean, it had to have been.
Could somebody bring it here? Or, like, open a gateway to get it here?
No, she's looking at it, and she said something like understanding dawns on her and on Ramsey. And Samantha says, but this isn't the tree. And Ramsey's like, it is the root.
Yano, do you have a shovel?
In the truck.
Could I borrow it?
Yano get. Yano goes jogging off back to his truck.
Theo's gonna take a pocket knife in the meantime and start like maybe digging at the ground.
How big is this tree?
It's about waist high, and sort of where it connects to the ground, it's about as big around as like your thigh.
It's like a little Christmas tree, like one of those like three footers.
Yeah, and it has a couple of little craggy, knotted branches coming off of it.
I think Anna is just like frustrated, and she's like, I still don't understand. How did it get here?
Theo's like digging a hole.
Okay, I think Yano's going to come on back, and Samantha is going to explain to you that, I mean, truth be told, by the time I came into my power, the whole Witchwood thing was a bit before my time. It had already been gone. If you want to really know the story of the Witchwood, we'll have to talk to one of my sisters.
You need like their permission or something? Or you just don't know?
I just don't know, at least not like she does.
So does that mean we get to come talk to your coven?
Oh, there's no coven anymore, girl.
Your ex-coven members?
That means you get to meet Ruby.
Ooh, who's Ruby? Is she nice?
She refrains from answering.
I love her already.
Do we need to protect this thing? Like hide it?
I mean, it's kind of protecting itself. Dig by this fog.
Yana comes back and has a shovel.
They will take the shovel.
But I do wonder if other people know about this, or whoever is trying to, if somebody's responsible for this, they're probably going to come looking for it. And that power in the wrong hands could be a really bad thing.
Anna, where did you find this shell?
On the ground, thereabouts.
How far away from this tree?
It's not that far, maybe like 20 yards.
Did you find anything else like around it, like any kind of like ritual stuff, or like a spell that was like cast or something? Or any more blood or any other seashells?
That's not how oops works.
I didn't get a great look. I literally stumbled on it. I almost stepped on it. It just was, I found it on the road. I don't know. We can look around. Maybe there's more clues, but I thought it was maybe something useful.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's interesting.
Thanks.
No. Johnny, does the blood look like it was like splattered on it or like put on it deliberately?
Roll investigate a mystery. If it's not too much trouble, could you miss?
That is a lot of trouble. 10.
So, the way this blood looks, it looks as though this shell was like embedded into something. Like something got stabbed by this shell.
So this is like a weapon.
Can Kira actually come over to where Theo is? I'm wondering if she could do, I don't know if she would know any sort of magic, but maybe something that she learned in the cult. Would she be able to tell if this is Gad's blood?
How would you know that?
Then I don't know if it's something that she would know how to do with like Dark Past, if she could roll, if there's like a spell she would know.
Between Verdigris and your inevitably growing police connections, Dawnbreak Investigations could maybe narrow down whose blood this might be.
I can give it over to Kira.
Kira will try to take it. I don't know how she's going to get it over to Dawnbreak really quickly, though.
Oh, here.
Roll a 12 or more.
Maybe Mark should take it.
Yeah, Mark can teleport. Just do that. Mark can teleport there and back.
Mark, can you bring this to Dawnbreak and have them analyze this?
Mark, your telecommunications and item package transportation.
I know, I'm just a logistics company all in one.
You can have your own business right there.
Also, my eyes are on fire.
I think Kira's just like, I'm sorry, I can't mess this up.
Oh, no, it's okay. Mark is open 24/7 a day. 24, never mind. He grabs it and clicks off.
You sure does.
Does Theo see anything amongst the dirt of this hole that she's now been digging?
So as you're digging this hole, the deeper you go, the more water begins rushing up from under it. As you're doing this, also out of the cut off branch, it looks like kind of wriggling nerve endings start growing out of the cut in the side of the tree. And they are sort of wriggling out as though wiggling kind of like as though they're noodles underwater, but then they start wending towards you, like reaching for you.
But reacting like something is attacking the thing and they need to eliminate, or what?
Hard to say.
Can Theo poke it with the end of her shovel? Like the wood part of it? The handle.
You want to hit these things?
Kind of. I just want to poke it and see if it tries to grasp it before I actually maybe grab it.
It does kind of when they make contact with the edge of the shovel, they appear to slither around it almost exploratory.
It might be looking for life.
That's creepy.
Yeah, I might do, and then Theo's going to grab it.
You're going to what?
Excuse me, what was that?
What was that?
Gesundheit?
Can I read a bad situation before I grab it?
Sure. I feel like most of the questions you're going to ask me, I'm not going to answer, but okay.
11. Would you let me ask, what question should I be asking about this tree?
The question you should be asking about the tree is, if this is the root, where's the tree?
That makes a lot of sense. If this is the root, where is the tree?
Well, I didn't mean that you should ask me. You should be wondering.
Dang it, fine.
That's the mystery you should be solving.
Okay.
Geez.
Hey, Kira, is there a location where the fog has popped up that is most condensed, or most of the fog is?
Wasn't it here, Johnny?
In the park, yes. It was condensed around this white wood.
And the only other places that we had was the IDS.
And somewhere around Lindale and 35.
But it wasn't more this, it was kind of the same amount, or was it?
Yeah, just about.
I don't know if it's more concentrated anywhere in particular. The other places seemed about the same. So I don't know. We can go check them out.
Johnny, would I be able to tell if this tree is a being, or would Samantha know? What I'm kind of wondering if Theo would be able to potentially, I don't know, somehow mind meld with it and connect with it.
I mean, you could, but remember what happened kind of last time.
Yeah. You said that water is filling this hole that I'm digging.
Mm-hmm. Mark, you arrive in Dawnbreak, and people are, I think, getting used to you.
Hey, guys.
It's Mark. Okay.
Would someone be able to test this, please?
Just in time. Sure. We're nearly through with the first batch of testing. Verdigris will hobble over on his little cane and reach out his slimy little hand to take the shell from you. Oh, dear.
Yes. Yes.
I'm imagining him taking his little cane and like gesturing at himself back towards the lab, and then at someone standing next to him gesturing at you and just being like as if to say, I'm gonna do this, and you talk to him.
Hi.
And then someone in like a hybrid lab coat and cult robe comes up to you with a clipboard and is like, so the fog that you brought us, they'd analyzed it. It arrived at precisely 72 degrees. It is, by all accounts, just normal fog, except the thing that's odd is the salinity.
The sea salt?
It's salty.
Fucking knew it.
I see. Thank you. Guys,
What do you got?
the fog is salty.
Well, that's troubling, says Samantha.
Fuck.
Do you think he went to by he I mean Gad got pulled into the Sea Kingdom, Kira?
I fucking hope not.
Should we go there? I mean, or like, should we talk to? Was it Mary?
It was Ruby.
Give me a second, and I think Kira's gonna like go over to like somewhere where she can kind of be in private, and actually use her cast the bones move.
Okay.
Okay, so Kira's gonna cast the bones. She rolled a 12, so she gets 2 holds.
Okay.
I think the first question she wants to ask, where is Gad?
So because you are casting the bones and because you are looking in the shadows, I reserve the right to be as vague as I please.
Okay.
He is being watched over by the worst person you can even imagine.
But that doesn't tell me where.
No, it doesn't. But that's what you see. You see Gad in a chair, by all accounts, unharmed, and then a shadow casts over him, and that is the shadow you can tell of the worst person you can even imagine.
I don't know who that is.
Who's the worst person you can even imagine?
That has so many interpretations. I mean, it could be,
I know! Ask your second question.
could I ask if he's in the Sea Kingdom?
No.
Okay, then I guess I'll just ask about the tree. Who has touched this thing before me? That's one of the questions that you can ask. Trying to get a gauge on if somebody else maybe brought it here or something.
The worst person you can even imagine.
I think, Kira, you guys probably hear her like scream in frustration, and I think she starts punching like the ground.
I think Theo like looks at Donovan.
He flutters over to her and stands a safe distance away.
It's useless! This is fucking useless!
It's inexact.
I can't find anything! I don't know where he is! It's my fault that he got taken! And what am I even doing? The people back at Dawnbreak, they don't want to follow me. They're losing faith. I can feel it. Fuck! What am I doing?
You are searching. You will find your lost acolyte. You will bring him home, and then they will know.
He's not an acolyte. He is a person, and his name is Gad. Doesn't even matter. I just want him to be okay.
Did you see him hurt?
Someone's hurting him, and I don't know who. I just know that they're bad. And it's whoever touched this tree, it's the same person that has him.
Then it's not useless. Look how many dots you found. Now it's to us to connect them. He'll hold out an arm to you and go, come.
She'll walk with him.
He will walk with his arm over your shoulder. But I think he will whisper to you, it is never easy to lead. And that's why only the best of us can do it. This crown was made for you, Kira Ashwood. Wear it.
Maybe the crown's just made of ash. Maybe it won't last.
What are you made of?
I don't know anymore, but I guess, well,
Then search until you know.
okay.
Hi, everyone. That was a really intense scene, but I have to say it's one of my favorite, I think. It is just me this time. Lauren is very busy playing Baldur's Gate at the time of this intermission recording, so I have a couple of quick announcements and reminders. A new episode for our Patreon subscribers comes out on September 5th, and in 2 weeks, you know the drill, a new cover story episode comes out on September 12th. And wow, by that time, John and I will be married. Holy shit. Also, stay tuned because the week after that, we will be releasing a new book club episode. And John makes an appearance in this one. He had the honor of interviewing some keepers and GMs about world building. So if you're an aspiring GM or want to know about what goes on behind the screen, you'll want to take a listen to that special episode. If you'd like to support the show, leaving a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your listening platform of choice is greatly appreciated. Also, tell your friends about our podcast. We love new friends, and word of mouth is the best way to get our show noticed. If you're on the social medias, you can follow us on Twitter, at Monster Playbook, or on Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Monsters Playbook. We also have a awesome Discord server community. You can join us there to talk about theories, share fan art, or just share pet photos. If you are able to and would like to support us monetarily, we do have a Patreon, or else we do also have a merch store and a Ko-fi page. Links to all of these things and more can be found in our Direct Me profile in this episode's show notes. Now, it wouldn't be an intermission without a promo. Our promo for this week is for Seasons of Skyrend. It is a custom 5th edition D&D adventure set in the custom world of Skyrend, and focuses on the stories of their characters as they try to survive in the world around them. Where they go all depends on the choice of the players. Let's take a listen.
A new god, a dead king, and a world of consequences. Welcome to Seasons of Skyrend. I am your host and DM, Scott. Join our D&D adventures every week as we explore the world of Skyrend. We focus on the stories of our characters as they come to grips with their impact on the world and uncover secrets long since hidden. The machinations of gods and governments loom large against our party, but the only way to know what comes next is to adventure on. You can join the rebellion with Seasons of Skyrend, available wherever podcasts are found, and on Twitter at Skyrend Podcast, where the story will always continue.
You can find out more about Seasons of Skyrend on their website at www.skyrendpod.libsyn.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And with that, let's keep looking for Gad.
As you all kind of gather back together, Samantha says, as I was saying, the Witchwood is like deep lore for the Sorora Silentium, and it's a little before my time, and all of this is a little abstract from my understanding of it, but I do know who would know. It'll be a bit of a trek. She's kind of a hermit these days, but she was one of the eldest sisters, Ruby Black.
Sounds like fun. I love meeting people, says Anna.
I think Ramsey goes, ha ha. Sorry, you're great. No, totally, she's great. She's great with people.
I am great with people. Mrs. Hawkins has come back like 10 times since I started working there, and you said that she was like a once-a-year shopper before.
Fair enough. She does know exactly the incense matches to push. What can I say? I taught her everything she knows.
Kira, is that what you think we should do?
I don't know where Gad is. He's being held by somebody, whoever has touched this tree before. I think until we know more about this tree, we don't stand much of a chance finding Gad. So I say we go talk to Ruby.
Okay, so let's do that.
Yeah. Where is Ruby?
Elko.
Oh, okay. That is a little bit of a drive, but not too far.
Might be a bit long for Mark to ride a motorcycle in this temperature.
Yeah, could I get a ride?
You can take my car.
Do we have enough room for everyone? Well, I guess Yano has a truck.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. There's probably room for 5 in Kira's car.
If we are economical, Yano can drive 4.
Okay. Who's riding with who?
I'll take my car. Ramsey and Anna will go with... Actually, Anna would love to go with Yano. If Theo wants to take maybe Ramsey and Anna.
Oh, Theo was not saying anything about like where people should sit. She's waiting to see where the chips fall.
Mark, who would you like to ride with? Let's get all the players out there. Donovan?
Ramsey.
Yano, Catrail, Samantha. Those are the NPCs. And then us 4.
Okay, we got 2 drivers.
I'll go with Theo.
Where's Theo going? That'll dictate where Mark goes.
Theo would like to ride with Kira.
There's plenty of room.
If Theo could get shotgun.
It's fine. Anna wants to go ride with Yano.
Oh.
She hasn't really met Yano.
Yeah.
Think Samantha's gonna come with Kira too then.
So Kira, Samantha, Mark, Theo, and then Catrail, maybe?
Probably with us, yeah.
With you guys?
Probably for sure with Mark, yeah.
And then Donovan, Yano, and Ramsey. What a eclectic group that is. Oh boy. Those are the groupings.
Okay. Then I want Kira to roll act under pressure and Theo on behalf of Yano to roll act under pressure to drive.
12. It's Theo's advanced move if that matters.
Kira rolled a 10 attack under pressure.
It's that thing of where it has snowed and it's just blowing snow around. So visibility is not great, but it's not all that bad. But you've been driving around enough and Yano's from fucking Duluth, so you guys can handle your shit. I do want to do a little bit of business en route, but you are able to safely drive out. Kira, Theo, Mark Catrell, and Mark's mom. And Yano, Anna, Ramsey, and Donovan in the other car.
Such a great group.
Well, and I think Ramsey's like, oh God, okay. Here's exactly what Ramsey says to Donovan. Did you ever see that show Gargoyles? Excuse me? I mean, I know it's like for kids or stuff, but like, is that where you got the idea for like your like cape thing?
Totally. Such a ripoff.
There's no rule that says we have to talk. And he looks out the window.
No, but it's a lot more fun.
And a roll manipulate someone.
7.
I think he will look at you. And which anime was it that inspired your look?
Well, considering that Kira's the one that really put in the order for me, maybe you should ask her.
I don't see Kira anywhere. I'm asking you.
Well, if you must know, I like to think that my style is sort of all of my own. I didn't really watch much TV growing up. We didn't really have TVs in the cult, you might remember.
I do remember. And I didn't watch Gargoyles.
Oh, you should. I've heard good things.
Roll manipulate someone.
14.
Anna goes, I've heard good things. And Donovan looks over at you. Donovan's sitting all the way on the right by the window. And Ramsey goes, oh, yeah, totally. And Yano goes, kind of shrugs and nods. If I have nothing else to do. Meanwhile, in Kira's car, Mark.
I think as soon as Mark gets in the car, he heats up the car.
Oh,
Roll use magic.
Sets the car on fire.
oh no.
I just got this totaled not that long ago and finally got it with insurance. Please do not set my car on fire.
14.
Nice. Y'all, it is like a campfire in there. It is so nice.
Thanks, Mark.
So nice. And I think in the back seat, sitting next to your mom, Mark, she'll be like, you are really getting the hang of your powers.
Thanks, Mom.
But your gesture to the front seat towards Theo, your friend, seems very nice.
Yeah, she's very nice. And
Fond of you.
we are dating.
Oh, I knew it.
Yeah. Theo, my mom knows.
Theo slouches lower in her seat.
Theo, other than trying to disappear, what else are you doing?
I'm looking over at Kira. What's Kira's vibe?
I think she's focused on driving. She's pretty singular mind right now.
Excuse me?
There's cough drops in the glove compartment.
Oh, thanks. And Theo will take one and like close it, but then like not put it in her mouth, just like fiddle with it between her fingers. But look over at Kira. So you seem tense.
Do I? That's a kind of an understatement, I think.
Yeah, we kind of heard you scream back there.
Yeah. It's not a great feeling having a person who looks up to you, knowing that you're responsible for them, their safety, and that there's very little that you can do about it. Meanwhile, we have no answers. There's a tree from God knows where, and I don't know if this is helping or if this is just a dead end. And the more time that we waste is the more time that Gad is in trouble, is being hurt by someone. I don't know who, but someone awful.
Can I tell you what I think?
What's that?
I think that Gad believes that you are looking for him. I think that he's holding on to that hope that you and Dawnbreak and the rest of his friends are looking for him, and that is the truth. You're looking for him, we're looking for him. And we do have answers. It might not be the whole picture to the puzzle, but like we have answers. You just knew that he was gone, but you didn't know how or where or when, but we know that it's connected to this fog and to this tree, and we last knew that he was in Loring Park, and we're about to get more answers to the puzzle.
I know, Theo.
So don't be so hard on yourself.
It's kind of a hard habit to break. I'm supposed to be better.
What do you mean?
It's how I was brought up, how I was trained. Perfection. Anything else less than that doesn't quite make the cut.
I mean, nobody's perfect.
I know. I do know that. I just have a hard time letting go. Shadow in the past, that's all it is. How have you been?
It sounds like a broken record, but I'm okay. I went home and nobody noticed me, so that sucked.
Yeah. Were you expecting them to be mad?
I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe something, but also it wasn't surprising. I don't think I ever really meant anything to them anyways.
Well, you mean something to me, Theo. I hope you know that.
And you mean a lot to all these people.
I hope so.
Kira, I know so. There are 4 people in this car that are following you and helping you, and there's another 4 in the other. I think that if you needed more help, you can get another 4 and then some. I know that Nick and Tommy would come for you. I know that Casey would come for you.
Yeah. I just, I'll be okay. It just feels like I'm grasping at straws. I never had a good example of this. I'm making it up as I'm going.
A lot of great leaders do.
Yeah. Anyway, I know I have you guys, and that means a lot. It means everything. For the record, And I think Kira kind of like points at her face where maybe the bruise is just finally faded from where Theo punched her. I hope you know that wasn't me. Not really. It doesn't excuse what he said, but that wasn't me. I'm always going to be in your corner, Theo.
Yeah, Anna said that it felt real.
I know. I'm sorry.
Sorry for punching you.
That was a good hook. You gotta get more power, though, on your back foot.
I was never great at physical magic, things. You're doing great. Dawnbreak wouldn't be where it is without you, and I know that Riley would be proud.
Thanks.
I do want to say, in the backseat, Catrail is so pleased to meet Mark's mom.
I'm sure.
So, was he like born a prince, or was that like, does that make you like, are you royalty also? Because your grace, your excellency, just Samantha is fine. I don't think I had much. It's just because like you don't. It's like you guys have TV shows here. We have that, and he was like he was one of the, the big ones. So it's it's great to a sweetheart. You're crying. No, I'm happy.
Catrail, I think Mark is talking to his mom and telling her about the awesome things that Catrail has been doing and stuff, and like kind of building her up in front of Catrail.
Aw, roll manipulate someone.
I got a 7.
Well, Samantha says to Mark, that sounds great. Seems like you've had, and she turns to like pats Catrail on the leg, quite some kind of adventures. And Catrail goes, "Oh my god, thank you." Yes, we have.
Say, would you have time to meet Theo? Like just like us 3 go out?
Mark, what are you suggesting?
That you meet Theo properly.
Theo, your ears are burning.
Theo, that's okay, right?
I think that sounds like a wonderful idea.
I mean, if that's okay with you, like that's yeah.
All right. Well, we'll follow up with times that make sense, but thank you, really.
I think she takes your hat off your head and goes to like as though muss up your hair, but it's just a little stubble. She's like,
oh, wait,
speaking of
right.
which, Mark, this is a bit unrelated, but what happened to your hair?
I was cooking. I set it on fire.
My sister Anna fucked it up.
Cut 2. Anna in the truck.
So, Yano, what brings you to Minneapolis?
The woods and fog.
I'm Anna, by the way.
Yano.
Just the fog. There wasn't any other outlying reasons, maybe why you came to Minneapolis.
It is a job which pays.
All the way down to Minneapolis. That's like a 3.5-hour trek from Duluth. 3-hour trek.
He looks at you sidelong. Why do you not speak using your whole mouth?
Because we're speaking slyly. And that's what people do when they're speaking slyly. You can tell me the secret. It's okay. I'm really good at keeping secrets.
If you will not speak with your whole mouth, Yano will speak slyly.
Have you found anything interesting while you've been here?
There is outstanding business.
With the Maggio?
Yano speaks slyly.
Okay, now's the part where we speak honestly.
Oh, is now this part?
Yes.
The both of us have waited for this part. And now the both of us will speak with our whole mouths.
Mm-hmm.
So speak. Ask your entire question.
Have you been in contact with the Maggio?
I live my life to not be in contact with those wizards.
Well, I mean, from what I've heard, that's how you even know the Nessos family in the first place. Was through the Maggio. So, I mean, you've got to stay in contact with them somehow.
For most, it is professional courtesy. Yano is small time. They are these big leagues.
I saw you giving a good punch to some of those things. I don't know if you're that small league.
I feel that you have not yet asked your entire question.
I guess. What are your intentions?
To investigate this fog and this tree.
And then what? Leave? Or are you going to stick around?
I will, as always, follow the work. I go where I am needed.
What if people need you here? A certain sorceress, perhaps?
And now we have your entire question.
Sorry, I'm just shy. I had to work up to it.
This is not true. There is a second reason for which you had to work up to it. But I do appreciate your knack for performance.
Thanks. See, I'm good with people, Ramsey.
This is also not true.
Fuck you.
He holds up a hand as if to demonstrate Exhibit A.
Okay, so I have a potty mouth, but I can still be nice when I need to be.
You have a potty mouth. You have poor impulse control. You also only see the worst in people, and you're also lazy, and you... Okay, let us not pile on.
Excuse me. She looks back at Ramsey like, ow.
To answer your entire question, yes, I am in some ways here for Sorella. Absent external guidance, she is at extreme risk.
Risk of what?
Of falling into one of the two paths available to her. Fall in line, become a true Nessos, become the family I fear. Or some kind of total exile. Let her nascent talents fall to ruin. Hide her light under this bushel.
Well, we wouldn't want that.
There is more to magic than magica.
Mm-hmm. So you intend to stick around then? Help her out?
If I can be of use.
I think we could probably find a place for you here.
In your, he tilts his head towards the rest of the truck, growing family.
Well...
Should I fear your family?
Oh, yes. It's a little unconventional.
And I think he will turn up the radio, which is definitely playing Bachman Turner Overdrive, and you will listen to that in the rest of the drive to Elko.
Okay.
You get off of 35 South, and you go down one of those sort of numbered county roads, and then you pull off and go down like a probably dirt road for a little while, and then you pull off of that, and you go down like about a mile long driveway and pull up to this little, well, it's a medium, basically. It's like a 2-story house on this huge empty lot. You can't see another house from here. And there does just appear to be kind of warm fire or candlelight coming from inside. Who wants to knock?
Not Theo.
Anna will knock.
Okay.
What's that about poor impulse control, Bookie?
Okay.
This is who we're here to meet.
So Anna goes up. Smith will come up behind you. And inside you'll hear a number of different entities screech. Like small, but like...
Do they have birds?
Please don't be birds.
Then you hear just like muffled like... And the door swings open. And standing in front of you is like... She's maybe 5'2", and she's like hunched over. And then she's wearing this big, baggy, like crimson frock that goes up to about her elbows, and then these just like skinny, scrawny forearms and wrists peek out. And she's got these huge Coke bottle glasses and like kind of dandelion of hair, like a tumbleweed of hair that you can see basically through to her scalp. I think you'll find privacy is one of my most treasured values. Who are all of you? I'm not throwing any kind of a party.
I'm Anna.
Mark.
Kira.
Theo.
Pleased to have met you, and goodbye.
I assume she's like about to slam the door, and Anna like wants to try to like catch it.
Roll act under pressure.
11?
You do that, and inside you hear like something big and scrambling and hefty stomping towards the door, and then you hear her like spin around and whistle. I can't whistle. And she goes, Popo, down. And then Samantha will walk forwards and be like, Ruby, we're here to ask for your help. And she like wiggles her glasses up and down, squints really hard, and goes, Sematina, you look terrible. And you look phenomenal, Ruby. Well, you must understand the state of things being what they are. I've allowed my glamours to lapse a bit, perhaps. What on earth brings you out here? I've done my very best to be hidden from all of you.
I love her.
And such friends you've brought me. Ugh, so damnably young. Oh my. And then she like
Oh my god, no.
She finally steps
Oh
outside
no. Oh no.
and walks up to Mark.
Yes?
Is this the boy? Yes, Ruby. She sort of tries to put herself in front between the two of you. This is my son. This is Mark.
Nice to meet you. And I think Mark puts out his hand.
She reaches her hands past your hand and places them on your face.
Oh.
Yes, you are him.
In Skynet, you hear,
Ruby, please.
He is fully got you by the face.
Samantha puts her hands on Ruby's shoulders and bodily pulls her back into the house. We'll be happy to talk with you, but we are here looking for information. It's about the Witchwood. The Witchwoods? Are we here to talk of the dead, Sematina? No, it's coming back.
It's very much alive from what we saw.
Yano, do you have the piece of wood?
Yana will reach in and pull out the like foil, and she will like stand up and sort of straighten her spine. To basically, Ruby now stands about 3 or 4 inches taller, and she's like, "Excuse me, what has he got there?"
Invite us in and we'll tell you.
Oh, where are my manners? You simply must have a spot of toast. Come. Stop.
Oh boy.
And then she, yes, will invite you into her house, which I think the first thing that you notice as you come in is like everything's very tidy, but also very grimy. Like there's not much clutter of things, but nothing's really been scrubbed in a long time. The second thing that you notice is an odd sort of humming that sounds like a turned on electric razor. And you sort of like follow with your ears where that might kind of be coming from. And you see sort of hovering around in the next room off to your left is just like a scribbly orb. After looking at them for a second, you kind of figure out are hundreds of mosquitoes. About the size of a basketball, just sizzling around. And then you also see as she walks by and pats on the top of the head the thing that had come scrambling up, fully black dog about the size of like a big golden retriever, but with a long pointed face. And at the top where its eyes would be, it's pure black, but at the top of its face where its eyes would be is a like white ceramic mask. She pats the mask and walks on by, and it kind of follows her dutifully.
Is the masks reminiscent of the horn masks that Anna saw in her vision?
Kind of.
Don't like that.
That's fine.
I think Anna is a little on guard.
Excuse me, Miss Black. Can I ask you, why do you have mosquitoes?
After your toast.
Toast of what?
And she will walk into the kitchen and open up what is definitely an ice box, complete with proper ice. She'll pull out a loaf of bread, drop the whole thing on the counter, and you can tell that like fully a third of it is molded.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll take like a couple of forks and stick them into a couple of the slices of bread. And then she'll go and light a couple of things on the range and go to hold them over the flames. I'll bet none of you have had proper wooden toast.
Wooden...
Moldy toast?
Toast of the woods.
With mold?
Just keep dropping the word mold in there and she'll get it eventually.
Oh, what is mold but nature reclaiming its own?
A key component in, like, penicillin, I think.
I don't want to be reclaimed with it. No offense.
Ah, yes, future medicine.
If I have this, I will need a bathroom.
This doesn't seem like super safe with my digestive system. I'm allergic to a lot of things. Mold, actually.
Who is it that's saying this?
Anna.
Okay. She walks over with like 3 forks with bread on the end of each. She gets right in your face with her huge glasses. She's like, I don't smell any allergies.
It's really bad. It's deep rooted. It's
but then you're not quite done, are you?
Okay, what does that mean? I'm not toast.
After your toast.
No.
Starts heating up the toast again. And as she's doing that, you see a little thing kind of scurrying around. It's like basically the color of like stone, kind of about the size of a chinchilla.
I think Anna kind of maybe moves back towards wherever Ramsey is, and kind of just like sidles up next to her and is like, I don't know if we need to be on guard, but those masks are kind of similar to the ones I saw in my vision. Just keep an eye.
I think Ramsey's like, yeah, there's a whole lot here that I'm keeping an eye on.
Good.
And she'll like gesture towards the chinchilla thing that kind of bends around to look at you. And as it does so, you can see that its entire head just ends in a big toothy mouth. No nose, no eyes, just teeth and a like thin slithery tongue going out, and this like,
hey bud,
and it like hops up on the counter and starts to try to sniff the toast. And she like puts all 3 forks with all 3 pieces of bread in one hand and like bats it a little bit on the head and is like, oh no, Cheshire, down. Toast is for guests. You'll have your treats when it's time.
Do you have a lot of pets?
Oh, so many. They're rescues, don't you know?
Yes, I rescued a fox.
Oh, a fox.
Yes, they're unique. Where did you find them? They don't seem quite of this world.
I found them elsewhere. I found them when I found them.
Okay.
No questions until after your toast.
Somebody's angry.
Could Theo blink and open up her third eye?
Sure.
Mark is going to glance over at his mom, like, really?
I think your mom, Mark, will like fully throw up her hands and shake her head like, I know.
That's a 7.
2 questions.
Yeah. First, do I see any invisible things?
Just a gentle kind of yearning from Yano's breast pocket.
Is that where the wood is?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the biggest danger or threat in this house?
I guess comparatively, Ruby.
Okay.
Ruby, what are your hobbies?
I hunt. And of course, there's Watch What Happens Live, The Real Housewives, etc.
Okay.
Mark, maybe you can help speed up the toasting process?
Speaking of which, she will put a piece of toast into Yano and Donovan and Anna's hands and be like, your toast. And then start doing the same thing again with more.
And there's just straight up fucking mold on it.
It's burned off, maybe.
I think she's like gonna see if there's like a
Clean
knife
piece.
or something and just be like and scrape off like any grossness.
We'll act under pressure.
So are these creatures like ones you've come across and you befriended them, or
10.
Oh, yes, I suppose,
they're very unique creatures?
yes, they live with me. Failed experiments, as am I suppose.
What kind of experiments? What were you experimenting to? What
Oh,
was?
not of mine. Devil no. The devil, you'll say.
So of whose or whom's? Whom?
Whomst does this?
Homestead of questions after your toast.
Well, bottoms up, I guess.
Scraping off the grossness.
The dog thing will run over to where you're scraping things off. Underneath the mask, a little like just as inky black tongue will reach out and go yum 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 and eat up all the moldy crumbs.
I almost think Anna just gives the dog the whole thing.
I think Mark in his hand, he's just like slowly burning off little pieces that he sees.
So good.
Theo is glamoring it away.
Roll it.
Wow, that really hit the spot. So Ruby, about this tree.
Do we have to roll if we can down it?
I rolled a 10.
If you want to, do you want to eat it?
I'm gonna go for it because I'm the.
He tried burning away some of the mold or whatever.
I'm gonna say roll act under pressure.
11.
All right. You burn off the parts that you think, and then the orb of mosquitoes. Now that they get closer, some of them are like almost glowing red and engorged, and they're just fuzzing around and just is like they come in and out of the kitchen. And Ruby kind of chuckles a little bit and goes, and then she points back at Mark without really looking at him and says, "They say you're brave.
Why's that?
I don't ask the whys or wherefores. They speak to me. I don't speak to them. My fly guys."
So wait, they turned red after I ate this thing?
No, they maybe were red the whole time. She presses some more toast into more people's hands and finally like goes and sort of picks up a stick of butter from the icebox, cracks off about a third of it, and tosses it towards the chinchilla thing that catches it in its huge tooth face and just sets to chewing it like this. And she scratches it behind its little teeth and she's like, "Yes, well done, Cheshire." Well, now we've our toast. Let us retire to the salon.
Kira's like, she didn't get any toast, and she's like, all right, I don't want to ask for it.
As she's sort of looking over all of you, you can kind of also see that her eyes are moving in different directions at different times. Yes. To the salon. Ah, yes, the late Witchwood.
What happened to the Witchwood?
It was stolen, of course. Taken from this world.
By whom?
We never did find out exactly whom, but I'm certain it was one of them, those listeners.
Ears?
Sure. Something disgusting and besuited. These types who think they know all there is to know of the world, and if they don't know it, then it shouldn't be worth knowing. Though you say it's back.
Kind of.
I assume you've proof of this?
Yano.
And he will pull it out, and he will produce it, and her eyes will go so wide that they appear to fill the entirety of her glasses. In barely above a whisper, "May I see it?"
Again, I glance at Mom.
She will nod.
Okay.
Oh.
I nod at Yano.
Yana walks it over and places it into the outstretched bony hands of Ruby. And she puts it up to her face and inhales deeply. And then she looks at Samantha. "My God, Sematina. It's beautiful." And then she puts it up to her face again. And things start to change.
What things start to change?
The dullness of the walls starts to improve. It turns from a kind of bathwater gray to a kind of saleable light slate. The surfaces that appeared to before have been covered in grime become sparkling clean. And as for Ruby herself, the crimson frock now becomes a kind of dazzling gown that hugs all of her apparently curves that she didn't have before. And she breathes in and leans back, flows out all of her dazzling fire red hair with a shock of jet black in the right front of her head. And she takes off her glasses and looks at all of you with these just as dazzling ruby red eyes. And she says, "It's a miracle, isn't it?" Executive producer Jonny Grubb. This has been The Monsters Playbook, featuring
John Wander as Mark Clayton.
Lauren Johnson as Anna and Kira Ashwood.
Miah Detjen as Theo Nessos.
and Jonny Grubb as literally everybody else. Our theme song is by me, Jonny Grubb. The Monsters Playbook is produced and engineered by Miah Detjen and edited by Miah Detjen and Lauren Johnson. If you liked this episode, please tell a friend. We love friends. You can find the Monsters Playbook on the social media channel of your choice. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. You can hang out with us on our Discord. And if you like what we're doing, please consider supporting us on Patreon. We'll see you next episode where, as always, I'll have some good news and some bad news. Thanks for listening. You do that, and inside you hear like something big and scrambling and hefty stomping towards the door, and then you hear her like spin around and whistle. I can't whistle, and she goes, "Popo, down."
That didn't even pick up on the mic, John.
No, I can't even do it now.
Whistle.
I'm sure I have one of those.
I can hear John doing it. It's just the mic's picking it up.
That's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm going to love that.
There's the blooper.